Hi everybody. Today in this video I will show you how to hack and get access of the Ubuntu server where we will try to find anything about the server and perform basic pen testing. So to get along with me you first need to download the VM which we will try to attack and get access. So in later in the video, so you need to go to this link. I will provide the link in the description. So you first need to download the VM. Then you also need a Kali Linux machine, virtual machine. So I am using VMware for this tutorial. You can also use VirtualBox for your case. So let's go to VMware box. Here you can see that I already imported the Kali Linux machine, so I don't need to import here again. I will just import the vulnerable machine here. So to do that I will right click and open, and I will pick the file I already downloaded, open it. So just click the import button. Here it says that it is importing. So here is a here is a error which is due to that in the website where I downloaded it from. It says that this VM machine is built using VirtualBox. So you can read it here. Okay, but we can also use this in VMware. To do that we just need to click retry. It actually says that that the import failed because VM did not pass OVS specification conformance or virtual hardware compliance checks. So to do uh, to over if we can try, if we click the retry button, we will VMware will just ignore these checks. So we will just click the retry button. So now it is importing the VM. It will just take 2 to 3 minutes. I will now pause the video and get back to you once it is completed. So it took 2 to 3 minutes. Now my VM is imported successfully. Now I need to start the machine. Click OK. Do you want to try to connect this virtual machine? No. You can see that my Ubuntu server is loading now. Okay, you can see that it successfully loads on VMware. You can also use VMware, or you can also use VirtualBox. It depends on you. Now you need to change the network adapter. I will use NAT for this tutorial. Okay, so now I have changed the network adapter. Now we will use now we will boot the Kali Linux and perform the attacks now. Okay, Kali Linux takes time to boot. I will pause the video and get back to you once it is booted. Now Kali Linux is also booted. If you downloaded the VM from the website, you can so your username and password would be Kali and Kali. So you can see that I am logged in. Now we know that both machines are on the same network. We will find the IP address of the attacker machine. To find the IP address of the attacker machine, we can use this command, or we can use IP address, this command. So both can work. You will copy the IP address you can do that. Control Shift C, sorry. Now you need to run this command now, okay, and press enter. Sorry, not map, nmap. What this command does is it looks every IP address on the network and try to check that whether this whether the targeted IP address responds or not. So it also extract relevant information like HTTP, SSH is enabled or not, things like that. So for the first entry, this is 192.168.2.191. If you are familiar with the networking, this would be the network gateway address. Okay, so we are not interested in this address. Host is up. We will find that IP address where HTTP support is enabled, and look here at the bottom we can see that 192.168.219.135 is the IP address where HTTP is open. So by running this command nmap and IP address, we can find the targeted IP address of the machine. We can find the IP address of the targeted machine. So once we know the IP address of the targeted machine, we can then use derb command. Okay, first we can check, we will see that if it works or not in the web browser. So to do that, we can open the Firefox browser. Let me copy the IP address here. So hello, now it is copied. Once I put the IP address in the URL, it takes me to this page where it says that it works. We need to find the different web pages on this server so we can attack on these web pages. So to do that, we will first copy this IP address and go to terminal, and we will use derb tool to find the secret website on this server. Okay, so if we can enter this one, then it shows that different URL which it is searching. You can see that this is a URL where a website can be hosted. We will check it after the derb command is completed. So you can see that it is showing, it looks like a WordPress website because there is a wp-admin which is actually, if you are familiar with WordPress, it is the IP address of the WordPress. Okay, so we have one more information that the website is a WordPress website. So we'll keep that in mind, and this would be very helpful in the future for attack. We will wait for the completion. Okay, so now it is completed. We can you can see our IP addresses. They are all started with the IP address, then slash, then secret. Okay, and by looking at the IP addresses it extracted, we can deduce that this would be a IP address. There would be a WordPress website hosted on this link. Okay, so I need to copy this link and go to the browser and enter it. Okay, so you can see that this is a WordPress website. We need to hack this website. So I need to find the credentials of this website. We will append wp admin at the end of the current URL to open the dashboard. We will use Kali Linux tool to find the username and password. To as I told you before that there are specific tools that are designed to to deal with the WordPress websites, to attack them and find the vulnerabilities in these kind of websites. So here I will use this command to find the username first in the uh, WordPress website. So you will type wp scan --url http 192.168.219.135/secret, which is the URL of my WordPress website, and then I will give an argument of enumerate, which will say that enumerate for users. You is actually telling it to look for users. So I will enter to find the correct user. Now this wscan command is running. Okay, so here it says, yeah, that a user's identified admin found by authority brute forcing author pattern aggressive detection confirmed by login error messages aggressive detection. So WP scans is saying that it finds it found a user. Okay, so we found another information which can be helpful in gaining control of the vulnerable machine. So we can test the username here. Okay, and if we try to log in there, you can see that the error message changes. Now it says the password you entered for the username admin is incorrect, which means the username of the WordPress website is correct. So if I put another username, error message is different. Okay, invalid username. So it means that one information is our correct, that verb that username of the WordPress is admin. So now we found the username. We will now it is time to find the password of the WordPress website. Do that, we will use burp suite available in the Kali Linux. Okay, I will enter. It takes time to load, just wait. Okay, and I will go with temporary project, burp default, start burp, starting project. It takes time. It is loaded now. Okay, so don't show again this. Okay, you first need to go to proxy tab, uh, copy the link, and off the intercept, open browser. Okay, now browser is open. I will enter the URL and press enter. Now I will on the intercept, and I will enter my username which I extracted before using wp scan command. Now I will try a password. Okay, and it takes me to this page. Just set the password. I keying, it is asking for a password. You can put anything you like. Okay, and right click and send to repeater. We will use repeater to check different passwords. So here you can see that the username is admin, password is this. We can use different password and send. Okay, so you can use repeater to check different types of password. But for this exercise, we will what we will do is we will use a list of passwords and try to find the password. We will check every password from that list and check what password will work. So to do that, we will right click and go to intruder, send to intruder, and click on intruder, go to positions tab. So these are the things we don't want to send every time. We just need to send the password. Everything would be same except password. So what you need to do is where everything is red, you just need to select this that red part and click on the clear button, accept this part. This is actually the part where the password is entered. So you just leave it and clear everything else. Okay, so now it is set. What it will do is it will pick out a password. Let me just pick the payload first, where a list of password is saved. So what I will use is a word list where the different passwords are located. If you don't find the word list, what you can do is go to root address, look for user, look for share, okay, and then go to word lists and click on fasttrack.txt. So now you can see that you can see all the passwords listed in the text file. So now that you have entered the password into Burp Studio, what it will do is it will pick every password in that in that list and put it here and test it on the browser attached to the Burp Studio and check if it works or not. So we will start the attack now. Click the start attack button, click OK. So it is now checking every password on the machine. It will take it can take 10 to 15 minutes. I will get back to you once it is completed. So you can see that the about 133 of 222 passwords are tested now. Let's see that if any password succeeded till now. If any password is succeeded, we can stop it here and go on with other actions. So what we need to find is that we are looking for that password which status code is different from the others, and length would also be different. We can filter out the results using this command. Click on the length and look at this. The username is admin, status is different 302, which is, if you know if you are familiar with the web, you should know that the 302 is actually the status code when a user is authenticated. So this means the admin is the password which we were looking for. So you can test this password in the browser. we already know the username, we also know the password. Now we can test this in our browser. So you can see that the username and password works. So we successfully uh, found the username as password. Now you can do anything to this website. You can change any information on this website, so it is practically hacked. So we will we will not stop here. We will also hack and compromise the server which it is hosting on. So we so to do that, we can stop the burp suit now. We doesn't need now, as we already found the password. So what we need to do is we need to go to MSF console. Okay, run it, just run it and wait for 2 to 3 seconds. It will start. You can see that it is starting. Once MSF console is opened, you can what you can do is you need to search for WordPress, and you need to find and copy this line. You can copy this Control Shift C using Control Shift C command shortcut, and you need to run this command. Okay, and you can view the options on this. You can see you can set the password, rhosts, target URI, username. So let's set the password first. Password, as we know, that is admin. Username is also admin, so I will set it to. We also know the host of the website, which is the IP address, which would be the IP address of the machine which it is running on. So to set these are hosts 192. Let confirm it so we don't make a mistake. So okay, this IP address is changed. Let me see it again. 135. You can see that this is the IP address. So 192.168.219.135. Okay, this is our host. Target we also need to set the target URI. Which is secret. Okay, so unknown command set. Sorry, I used capital set. So now target URI is also set. What we know, we need to run this command exploit. So this MSF console will try to hack the server now with its own functionality. Once it is done, you can run the shell command, and it will take to the shell of the machine where the WordPress website is hosted. You can use whoami to find the username. First we need to get the root access of the machine. So to first thing first is that we need to run this command python -c import pty, and pty dot span. This will this command will allow me to use the bash of the machine where the WordPress is hosted. So I will run this command. So I was making a mistake again before. So we can you can see that I am starting the command with the double quotation mark, and here I am ending it with single quotation mark. I need to fix this. Import pty span bin bash and single. So here is the here we access the bash of the targeted machine. We can find we can run any type of bash command here. So if we run the ls command, ls minus l command, it will show the list of directories. If I go to we can go to root directory. If I run it again, we can see all the directories here on the server. You can go to we need to go to temp directory. We will download some tools which using which we will get the root access of the Ubuntu server. So you need to go to browser and search for Linux exploit suggester. Okay, this is the repository which we will use to exploit the Linux server. You need to copy the first line like this, and go to the terminal again and run this command. This will download the file naming les.sh. You can see that using ls. Okay, you can see the les.sh command here. So now you need to make it executable. You can do this using chmod command. Okay, so once it is executable, you can run this les.sh using this command. Okay, now what we can do is we will use this tool to exploit this machine. Okay, actually les.sh command is used to is actually suggesting different tools which we can use to exploit the machine. So we will use this tool to exploit this machine. You need to download. Okay, so it says the 45010 file is saved. This is actually a C file. I already tested this file. So what you need to do is change this file to C extension. I will change the extension, and once it is done, I will compile the C code using this command. You will find a.out file. You can run this file using this command. This will totally exploit the server. Once we run the compiled program, you will see the hash here, which actually says everything is done now. What we can do is run the whoami command, and you can see that the user of our machine which we used which we are accessing using shell uh, shell terminal is changed. Now it is root. So if we are using root user, we can change anything on the machine. What we need to do is we need to change the password of this machine. As we know, the username of this machine is Marlin Spike. Okay, so we need to change the password of we can change the password of this machine. So to change the password, you can do this root Marlin Spike. We are going to Marlin Spike. Marlin Spike, and we will. So it is asking for the password. You can name whatever you like. I am keeping it to Sama. Okay, so now that it says password is successfully updated, we can go to machine and access this machine using this password again. You can see that we successfully accessed the system here.